Right, I've spent most of the morning leading the brakes here on Andy's Cloud. And it's quite a chore. But I did buy a pneumatic brake bleeder like I should have bought years ago. But, you know, I'm old school, so I don't really need that newfangled stuff. But seeing I have no help right now, it made it into a one-man job. So I've spent most of the morning, say the last 2.5 hours, bleeding it, because there's 4 bleeders up here in the front. I ended up running about 4 quarts of brake fluid through here, just trying to get her where we want it. And it stopped good the other day when I bled it the old-fashioned way. But let me tell you, it stops a lot better now. So definitely put in some time. Right, so out for a drive in the Cloud. Spent, like I said, all morning, say the last 2.5 hours or so, with the pneumatic brake bleeder. I ran about 4 quarts of brake fluid through. And boy, she stops about 100 times better than she did the other day. And she stopped really good the other day for me. I know you had a little bit of a problem, Andy, with it stopping when you drove it over the weekend. So it's better than when I drove it. So it's got to be better than when you drove it. Anyway, if I put 5 gallons of gas in her, I'm going to take her down to the Shell down the street here and fill it for you. And then cruising along in the Cloud. She stops a lot better than she was when I drove it last week. So it's got to be a lot better than when you drove it over the weekend. So I'm going down here to the Shell station. Fill her up the rest of the way. I put 5 gallons in her with a gas can. This thing stops amazingly. It's never stopped this good in any time I've ever driven this car. And she's full of fuel now. So I'm gonna put a couple miles on her, make sure we're all good, and then you can give her a drive this weekend, Andy. Alright, so Kent and I are over here with the rolls, and window went up and down over there a couple times from the driver's side, and then stopped. Oh, I'm shooting video for it right now, Kent. And then working beautifully over here on its own switch.
There's something at the bottom of that door.
So, I had the rolls off and just the power on, and the passenger window would not go up and down with the driver's side switch, but it would with the passenger side switch. Now that I have the car running, it's working great. Works perfectly. Works great with the passenger side switch as well. It is very intermittent, as it did not want to behave itself from here earlier. So I'm gonna go check out the AC next.